If you followed any of my previous videos or seen my articles written over the past few years, you know I love me a smartwatch. OnePlus has made, well, technically they've made 3 smartwatches. The first one was not so great. But the second 2 have run Wear OS and then their own version of a RTOS or real-time operating system with a dual chipset. So it's made some advancements, and part of that is increasing speed and battery life. But their watches have always been larger, 46 millimeter about. So if you don't like a big watch, it's not gonna be for you. This year, the OnePlus Watch 3, which I've already reviewed, and I'll link that up here somewhere. This year, they came out with another watch later, and it's the OnePlus Watch 3 43 millimeter. Not the most creative name, but it lets you know what you're getting. So this one's slightly smaller, and while 3 millimeters may not seem like much, on the wrist, it makes a big difference. So stick around. I'm gonna go through some of the features and what you can expect out of a watch like this, and see if it's one for you. Stick around.
Okay, let's go.
So right up front, I will let you know OnePlus did send me this watch for testing and review. However, like my other videos, they won't get any input into the video or see it before you. So they're gonna see it right alongside with you. So when we get into this, the OnePlus Watch 3 43 millimeter carries a lot of the same things that we had on the OnePlus Watch 3, which is good because it's a great watch. I really love that watch. But to make it smaller, obviously after some changes, you can't put the same size battery. So we go from a 649 milliamp hour battery to 345 milliamp hour battery in this one. So almost 300 milliamp hours smaller. So we're about half the size. So obviously that's gonna impact on our battery life. So a full size OnePlus Watch 3 can get you 3 to 5 days, maybe 6 days. It all depends on how you're using it, how much GPS you're using and things like that, and your screen on time. This one is gonna be about half. I get somewhere around 2-3 days, sometimes a day and a half. Really depends on what I've done with it, just like with a larger watch. But that's pretty good. For a small watch like this, that's great. The other small watch that I've enjoyed using was the Pixel Watch 2, because that watch only came in the smaller size, which is about 41 millimeters. But with the OnePlus Watch 3, you got the 45 millimeter. And comparatively to the OnePlus Watch 3, phone fell in my pocket. The OnePlus Watch 3, compared to the 45 millimeter Pixel Watch, you're still getting a much better battery life on the larger size. So when you reach down to the small size, the 43 millimeter OnePlus Watch 3 and the 41 millimeter Pixel Watch 2, this is still gonna dominate it. Same thing with the Galaxy Watch 8. To get the battery life that those watches tend to claim, you have to reduce a lot of your usage and a lot of the features of the watch. OnePlus Watch 3 43 millimeter doesn't do that. It's a great watch. From a design standpoint, we've got the same stainless steel back, stainless steel casing, some plastic back to kind of help with some of the transmission of the sensors and things. We've got a 2.5D curved display, great visibility. They did increase the brightness on this display, so it is much easier to see outside. Not that the OnePlus Watch 3 was difficult, but the 43 millimeter does get a bump in that aspect. It's one of the few improvements that this watch gets over the previous model. From a design, it's completely round. So with the OnePlus Watch 3, we kind of have this little bar here, which I kind of like, breaking up the design a little bit, to each their own. This does not have that. But you still do get the rotating crown, which also acts as a pusher, and the push button on the bottom, which you can customize to do whatever you'd like it to do. The display, on the OnePlus Watch 3, it has the bezel around the outside is a physical, it's part of the case bezel, and it covers the screen that way. So you get more of an appearance of the display itself going right to the edges. The OnePlus Watch 3 43 millimeter has a bezel as well, however, it's under the glass, and so it tends to make the display look like it's gonna be bigger than it actually is. It's a design preference. I prefer the look of the OnePlus Watch 3 over the 43 millimeter in terms of the display part of that. We also have a smaller band. This comes with an 18 millimeter rubber fluoroelastomer, whatever they want to call it, stretchy rubber band. 18 millimeter standard watch, switch it out with whatever other band you'd like. On the back, we do use the same charging puck, find it here, that we get with the 43 millimeter, or the OnePlus Watch 3. So if you already have one of these, or you have one from the OnePlus Watch 2, it'll work across these other watches as well. Charging is super fast. So while you may have a shorter battery life, you're gonna get with the, OnePlus has what they call Super VOOC, VOOC charging. And with that, you're gonna get about a day's worth out of only 10 minutes of charge on this. So it's super fast to charge it back up, stick it on the charger while you're grabbing the water, and you're probably good for the day. That's kind of it in terms of design wise. Let's talk a little bit about the differences in usage. Both of them have the same operating system. Both run Wear OS and the RTOS in-house operating system the OnePlus has developed. So you get the same experience from that standpoint. You get the same amount of RAM at 2 gigabytes and memory at 32 gigabytes. We have the same processor, Bluetooth, and all that stuff. We do have a slight difference in GPS satellite capabilities. So this still has GPS, still does a good job. It's just missing a few of the bands that the larger watch is going to get. It also doesn't have a temperature sensor and can't do HRV for some of the tracking. So because of that, on the OnePlus Watch 3, we actually do have a 60-second health check. We'll do a quick run through all the things. However, because it's missing those sensors, the OnePlus Watch 3 43mm doesn't get that additional measurement option, but it's still going to track everything else. I've had no issues in terms of heart rate or GPS locks on issues when I've gone on runs or anything like that. So just depends on how serious and how in-depth, accurate you need all your health tracking. But not that this is a slack by any means. Otherwise, we're kind of looking at the same watch. It's been really nice using it. I'm not going to do an app walkthrough like I usually do. If you're curious about the app, it uses the same app. Everything looks the same in terms of how the watch is set up and the screen. So if you're curious about that, I'll put a link up here again for the app section of my OnePlus Watch 3 review. So you can kind of follow that and check that part out. But otherwise, if you're looking for a smaller watch, if you don't want a big watch and you want one that's going to last you a couple of days, maybe longer depending on how you're using it, but it's still going to be a good health tracking companion. You can use it for sleep tracking, heart rate, steps, and all that stuff. Definitely consider the OnePlus Watch 3 43mm. If you want the larger size, you can step up to the original OnePlus Watch 3. Both are fantastic watches. So if you have any questions, drop a link down below. If there's something specific you want to know about, let me know. I'll try to get it for you. But otherwise, stick around. I got lots more videos coming up. Look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks.
Okay, let's go.